This is the three-time Impact Wrestling X Division champion, the newest member of Bullet Club. I am the inevitable Ace Austin. And right now I want you to check out something on YouTube for me. If you're looking for some wrestling content on YouTube, go ahead and head over to the Nation Network. All right, they got some old school, they got some new school, and I'm willing to bet, chances are they've got something that you'll like. And that is inevitable.
As we welcome you back, ladies and gentlemen, this is Impact Zone. Here live on the Nation Network tonight, our main event. It will be Eddie Edwards going up against PCO. But before we kick off the action, over a week ago, we lost somebody here at Impact, my broadcast partner, the man known as the Genius, Lanny Poffo.
Well, it's time! It's time! It's Nation time! For over 17 years, we have brought you some of the most original content anywhere. And now is your chance to join the Nation. Exclusively here on YouTube. Click that subscribe button right now. Make sure you hit the like button when you're watching the videos and hit that bell notification so you know when we go live. Make sure you follow us on Twitter as well. We are One Nation. Your winner and new World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion.
Join us for Classic Calls, the live stream that captures the feel of the old days of professional wrestling. With the power of the classic board game Superstar Pro Wrestling, we bring the legends back to life as only we can.
Distracting the referee Valentine. Oh, low blow.
Names like Flair, Funk, Rhodes, Hogan, Snuka, Piper, and many others will rise to glory once again on the only channel that can contain the action, the Nation Network.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was an upset.
Look for it on Saturday evenings at 6:05 Eastern Standard Time.
All right, folks, we are ready to kick things off tonight with the Knockouts. And as we mentioned right before commercial, we send our best, our prayers and our wishes to the family of Lanny Poffo, my broadcast partner here for the past year at Impact Wrestling. Tonight, I will not have a color commentator with me. We will find somebody to eventually sit in this seat, but nobody is going to take the place of my friend, the man they call the Genius, Lanny Poffo. Giselle Shaw making her way to the ring here for Impact Zone Wrestling. The family here at Impact sharing in the loss this past week of Lanny Poffo. And we dedicate this program here tonight in his memory. As Lish makes her way down the aisle, the Bronx native getting ready to go one-on-one with Giselle Shaw. Her star's been on the rise, easy for me to say. It's been on the rise now for several months, has Giselle Shaw. However, Lish has been here at Impact Wrestling for quite some time, starting back in 2008. Of course, she's married to Eddie Edwards. While that relationship has been strained over recent developments in the last 12 to 16 months, perhaps, for Eddie, there's no way she couldn't have learned things by working with him, training with him, learning the ropes, so to speak. And wow, comes right out the gate. She is a firecracker. She's never going to be the biggest in a match, but she has a lot of spunk, and then she has that Bronx mentality, that tenacity, that down and dirty when she needs to be. Don't let the cover of the book fool you. She is the hardcore division of the knockouts. Give her a kendo stick and she will show you what she's all about. But right now, Giselle Shaw has managed to ground her, going to work on that inverted figure four type leg lock, putting a lot of pressure on the knee joint, and now going to work on the arm and the shoulder. And Lish absorbing more and more punishment here. That's something she's going to have to find a way to stop right away. We've got a big X Division match coming up right after this one, ladies and gentlemen. You won't want to miss that as Chris Bay steps into the ring against a man we haven't seen here in a little while, Black Taurus, returning to Impact Wrestling. And now Lish with a top mount, hammering down on the head of Giselle Shaw. Making Giselle pay, and now she's got the arm trapped, and now what is she going to do? Working the joints, double knees right to the kidney. And now stretching her out. Referee's going to ask Giselle if she wants to give it up. And Lish with the sit out, hooks a leg, gets a 1 count. Edwards right now showing what she's made of. Took that early beating and now has come back, and this was what I mentioned early on. She's now resorting to that Bronx style of fighting here. She is stomping the crap out of Giselle Shaw, but Giselle absorbs it, comes right back up, makes a mistake though, doesn't go and follow up, instead tries to celebrate, and that's going to cost her. That's the kind of mistake that could determine the outcome of the match. Big knee. Shaw able to kick out. She's going to have to be a little bit more wary in the future. She can't make those kind of mistakes. Spanish fly. And Edwards got planted with that one. There's two, and she almost put her away right there. Shaw stalking her prey. Nice turn of events right there. Good reversal. And now Shaw stomping away on the knee of Lish. And now Shaw from the top rope. High risk, high reward. Comes crashing down with that leg drop across the throat, but it's Edwards back on her feet with a variation of the famouser. Hooks the leg, thinks she might have her. There's one. Will it be enough to get her? 2 and oh, that's all she's going to get. Very close. Opportunity was definitely there. Now Edwards to the top rope. She gives up in size and strength, but she makes up in heart and determination. Missile drop kick. Both ladies took one hell of a bump there. Well, they call it the Knockouts division for a reason. That upkick may have just knocked out Lish. She grabbed the ropes. Referee didn't see it. Shaw's going to get the win, but there will be an asterisk next to this one.
Here is your winner.
Giselle Shaw gets her hand raised, but I've got to tell you what. We can take a look at the replay. Alicia Edwards had that bottom rope. We'll be back with the X Division in a moment.
Check out the fastest growing show on the Nation Network.
Yeah, it takes time, hours. People just see the finished product and it's like, oh, you pump out stuff so quickly, but people don't realize, I mean, it's a balancing, and a lot of people don't get that.
We're the creators and talents that have provided us countless hours of entertainment.
I've been putting up Twitter, I opened like a DeviantArt account, and I've been putting videos that I make there for my guys.
Come to sit down and share their memories, experiences, and upcoming projects.
Definitely not. The greatest wrestling game of all time? I don't think so.
Formerly known as Inside the Creator Studio.
Wow, it's great to be inside the Creator Studio. And who did you create today, mate?
We now invite you to check out The Rub.
I was looking at your schedule just for this past month on the food truck alone. And you got like a 1985 Hulk Hogan schedule going on here, where you got like a morning, a noon, and a night, same day. Then the next day you're in this town. The next day, and I'm thinking to myself,
yeah.
Were you that busy traveling when you were in the ring?
I know, right? I think, busier and actually making more money now than I'm not wrestling.
You know what? I'm going to make money doing this. I'm going to name my price. I am going to do conventions. I'm going to do expos. I'm going to do weddings. I'm ordained to marry people. I've done weddings. I'm the whole 9 yards, man. I absolutely said there's nothing that I can't do with this character. And all your fans out in the nation, we love you, mate. The Bootleggers love you. I hope to see you around. Still on the road. Whoa! Yay!
Only on the Nation Network.
All right, fans, we are back ready for action. X Division. One of the members of the Bullet Club, Chris Bay, making his way down the aisle, accompanied by Ace Austin.
Scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, accompanied by Ace Austin from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 183 pounds, Chris Bay.
Chris Bay and Ace Austin have really been tearing it up in the tag team division, but tonight it's singles competition. That said, you have to be wary when you're in the ring with either of these men and the other one is at ringside, because the threat is always there. They don't need outside interference, but why bother being there if you're not going to? I think that is the mentality that they have as they come down to the ring. And as I announced earlier on, making his return after a lengthy absence from Impact Wrestling, here is Black Taurus. This man, a Lucha Libre standout, has done nothing but been successful here in Impact Wrestling. He has made many stops along the way. He has been at Ring of Honor. He's been in AEW. we have seen him in MLW. Always puts on a hell of a show, always highly competitive, and tonight I expect will be no different. Very powerful build on this man, but don't let that fool you. He can fly with the best of them. Bell sounds, action underway as these two men go to lock up in the middle of the ring. And look at this, Black Taurus pushes off. Collar and elbow now in the middle of the ring, and Taurus with a shot to the midsection to start this one off. Sit out, face buster. And Taurus taunting Chris Bay early in this one. Got caught. Dragon screw takes him down, and Chris Bay, you don't become a member of the Bullet Club unless you know how to get it done inside the squared circle, and Chris Bay certainly does. Still to come, our main event, ladies and gentlemen, with a clothesline nicely done. Eddie Edwards and PCO will lock up in our main event tonight. Clothesline, clubbing forearm right to the back of the head, and Chris Bay feeling the effects of that one. Boot to the midsection, and now Chris Bay going to try and do something here. Takes Taurus all the way over to the corner. And now he's hanging him up. The Hangman, you see him struggling just to get air. May not seem very sportsmanlike or ethical, but it is legal. Springboard, oh, and he missed! Taurus, we seldom see that happen. Big knee strike, and he follows through, and that did some damage. Chris Bay feeling the effects of that one, no two ways about it. He's got him butterflied up in the air. Taurus, oh, he dropped him on his head. This match is over. Took a few extra moments, and somehow Chris Bay kicks out from that one. You see Ace Austin, I beg your pardon, staring on from ringside. That clothesline has zero effect on him, and Chris Bay couldn't believe it. Maybe he believes it now. Went for the clothesline and didn't happen. Follows it up with a bulldog instead. Taurus is in control of the match right now, and he knows it. Nice duck out, using that speed advantage, and that's hard to believe he'd have an advantage in speed right now. Oh, over the top rope, landing on his, it looked like the back of his head struck the cement floor, did Taurus. And Chris Bay follows him out there. Series of chops, big right forearm to the face. They tie up here ringside. Taurus gets the advantage now. Has him up in the air, all the way around, and drops him right on his back here on the cement floor. Both men come in from opposite sides. Went for the clothesline. Bay ducks it out and hits with a German suplex instead. And Taurus will roll outside. Here comes Chris Bay following him in. Into that steel guardrail. Again, back first. Chris Bay feeling the effects now. Toru sends him crashing into the apron. This started out as a pretty good wrestling match. It has broken down into this street fight here ringside. Taurus goes for the super kick and nobody home. Pays the price. Chris Bay broke the count by diving back in the ring. Referee will start all over again. Bay almost had the win. Overhead suplex. Chris Bay hard on the floor. Another tremendous move. Oh, the senton connects. Chris Bay gets back up, but he's going to wish he didn't. Oh, it comes over the back with a sunset flip. And they both beat the count at 9 3/4. I thought Chris Bay was going to come up short. And now Bay with the slam. Trying to position. I guess he didn't look like he was going to go up. Thought the better of it as Taurus kicks out on one. And now Black Taurus right back up. Got to be impressed with what both men have brought to the fight tonight. Drop down, perfectly done. Went for the shoulder tackle, and he didn't catch him clean, but he caught him. And at the end of the day, that is what matters. Chris Bay bringing him into the turnbuckle. Back elbow by Taurus. Stuns Bay. And now the tides have turned. Pulls him out, going corner to corner and post to post. Taurus now from the middle rope. What's he got in mind? Oh, there's that buckshot elbow right between the shoulder blades. Ace Austin watching on from ringside, not too happy with what's happening to his tag team partner. Taurus wants Chris Bay back up on his feet. Launches. Oh, that's it. Knocked him out cold with that one. Chris Bay gets a shoulder up and Taurus can't believe it. Over the top rope and he lands hard. Taurus, oh, he went for it. He took a chance, it didn't pay off. Jawbreaker has stunned the big man. And now Taurus down, fighting his way back up to a vertical position. Head first into the guardrail. Taurus with a pop-up Samoan driver. Need to keep an eye on the referee's count here. Taurus gonna go for it again. It backfired earlier, but this time with a power bomb. Turns it inside out and drops him. Taurus thinks he's gonna get the win. And he does. It's a count out, but it's a victory for the Black Taurus. We take a look at some of the moments in this one, and I'll tell you what, both of these men hit with some incredibly hard shots. They withstood unbelievable punishment. You can see on the side there, Ace Austin cheering his tag team partner on. Wasn't enough to get it done here. There it was. The Bull Rush connecting. There we have the Samoan drop. Also referred to as El Diablo sometimes by this man. And hold on just a moment. What's going on here? Trey Miguel. Trey Miguel perhaps thinking that this is a threat to his X Division Championship. And we saw Ace Austin getting involved. Miguel with a kick to the head. Taurus just got done wrestling one hell of a match. And Trey Miguel wasting no time at all. Another devastating shot upside the head. Ace Austin still in the ring. And Black Taurus is in trouble. We'll be back in just a moment.
The Nation Network brings you the stars of today's WWE roster in alternative storylines. Whether you like it Raw or prefer to be SmackDown, or even check out tomorrow's Legends today with NXT. We have them all right here on the Nation Network. For over 15 years, the Nation Network has brought you the greatest wrestling action anywhere. The best of the past, the present, and the future. And now, with 2K22, we take the next step together as a nation. Oh, yeah! What you gonna do, man, when the Nation Network runs wild on you?
And it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for our main event here in the Impact Zone.
Scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 253 pounds, Eddie Edwards.
Eddie Edwards heading down the ramp towards the ring. The man he thought he buried back out in the desert, PCO. A man that he personally holds responsible for the breakup of Honor No More. Recently making a return and making it clear Eddie Edwards is what he's here for. That is the target. The bullseye is painted on that man's back. As Eddie looks back up the ramp, the French-Canadian Frankenstein himself. PCO, Perfect Creation 1.
And his opponent Montreal, Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 341 pounds, PCO.
The French-Canadian Frankenstein heading down the aisle, lumbering his way down to the ring. The tension between these two men has existed for well over 12 months, but it is now boiled to a point that there is no way to contain it. PCO always considered himself and always behaved as if he were a loyal member of Honor No More. That said, Eddie Edwards never really truly bought into it. PCO getting the early advantage right there on Edwards, driving that elbow, and again, right into the chest of Edwards. Irish whip to the ropes, back out front, they collide. And I don't think either man really got a clear advantage out of that one, but Edwards manages to turn it around. And now going to work on the arm of PCO, bringing him down. Oh, what a stomp right there on the forearm. We open up the night with Eddie's wife, Lish, in action, and now we complete it with him. Overshot the target. May have clipped PCO coming off that top rope. He seemed like he was dazed. Might have caught a knee. Oh, he stuns him. Eddie's not sure where he's at right now, but he recovers quickly enough to hit a neck breaker. It's now PCO in trouble as Edwards does the splits. Over the top rope and down to the floor he goes. Chop, no effect. Look at this, PCO firing back with a series of right hands. And Edwards, well-placed shot to the midsection, buys him some time. And a DDT here on the floor. And look at this, standing right back up on his feet. PCO absorbs that punishment as if it were nothing. Splash off the apron by PCO. Back in the ring he goes, back outside the ring he goes. PCO looking to deal out more punishment. As I mentioned early on, Eddie Edwards thought he'd put him out of not just Impact Wrestling, but out of professional wrestling. Edwards, nice cover. Right there, missed that timing though. And PCO drives him head first into the steel. What a sound that made. Oh, this could be bad news. This is not a no disqualification match. I'm not sure PCO even cares about that. Edwards sends him crashing down. And now Eddie Edwards sends him into the steel steps. What is he doing? What is PCO doing? Edwards fighting his way back up. And now he's got him. He's got him. What is he going to do with him? Drives him down onto the steel stairs. Eddie Edwards is in a whole lot of trouble now. Power bomb. PCO going in, breaking that count. Has the steel chair in hand. Got to be careful now what he does with it. Has him up. Edwards is in trouble. His head struck the steel. Couldn't hold him, and now chop block from behind, and that caught him in the knee. No love lost between these two men. They have fought more outside the ring than they have in. PCO just swinging wildly at this point in time. Going after the leg, and now Edwards turning it into a half crab, pulling back on that knee. He's done some damage. I'm not sure he's done enough, though, to get a win. PCO manages to survive. And now just about jerked the leg right off the body of Edwards. Irish whip. Oh, and he lands on the steel steps. PCO standing strong right now. Edwards hanging on to that top rope. Caught the elbow or the knee right to the face. PCO unloading. Headbutt, and down goes Eddie Edwards. Big uppercut. Retaliation. Back and forth, each of these men. Look at this. They are exchanging right here in the middle of the ring. Neither man giving in. This is personal. Drops him throat first across the top rope. PCO has him up, couldn't hold him. And there's that chop block to the knee. Edwards thinks he's got him, ready to try and put him away right now. Doesn't happen. Eddie able to block the clothesline attempt, and now PCO down. Eddie trying to pull him away from the ropes, taking a lot of time, a lot of energy. And now going for the cover. He got two and almost put him away right there. Irish whip into the turnbuckle, and the boots come up. And Edwards finishes with a follow-up elbow. PCO sitting up. The cradleplex might be it. Two and shoulder comes up. Eddie Edwards can't believe it. You can't kill PCO. Nice move right there. Running neck breaker. PCO has him up one more time. What's he gonna do with him here? He throws him. Oh, on top of the steel. Edwards hanging on to his back. PCO over the stairs. Eddie Edwards not sure where he is right now. That steel chair right below them. What's he going to do? Major power bomb. Here on the floor, Eddie Edwards is in all kinds of trouble. PCO's got that steel chair, brings it in the ring. Boot to the midsection by Eddie Edwards. Throwing PCO back in. Referee struggling to maintain order in this one. Eddie tried to go for the leg. It's not going to happen. PCO shoots him to the ropes back out front. They collide. Big uppercut by Eddie Edwards. Oh, face first. Might have caught or clipped that steel chair. We'll find out. And that's it. No. PCO still able to kick out. To the apron he goes, and now Eddie Edwards following him out on the apron. Edwards drops him on the apron. Back first, and PCO is desperately needing something to turn the tempo right now. Eddie Edwards is in complete control of this match. This has been one hell of a match, back and forth battle all the way. Neither of these men will be embarrassed by this one. Neither man anything but to consider how much they poured out into that steel guardrail. Now Eddie Edwards is in control, maintaining control, and he is in a position to put this one away, but he's standing outside the ring as the referee continues to count, and PCO continues to rise. Caught Eddie Edwards. PCO has him all the way around, and there's the power bomb. The frustration is showing. Eddie Edwards was able to get his arm under the bottom rope. That was a mistake. PCO should have known better about his ring positioning. And now Edwards, look at him lighten up the chest of PCO. Eddie Edwards going for the single, and he's in the ropes again as well. Both of these men making a lot of similar mistakes in this one. Will that be enough? It is! Eddie Edwards did enough damage to get the win. I'll tell you what, as we take a look back on some of this, it took a lot to get to the end because neither man would give up. But finally, after a number of attacks to that leg and that knee, couldn't have said it any better. There is your winner, Eddie Edwards, getting the job done here tonight against PCO. From ringside, thank you for joining us, and so long from the Nation Network.